Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you could join me. Today we're going to be talking about another Law of One topic, which is wanderers. So the Law of One is a channeled work from a very high level entity called Ra. It's a huge work and I'm very grateful to have found this body of information because for me it makes more sense than anything I've ever been taught or read before. It was channeled in the early 1980s, and the entity, Ra, outlines an entire system that illustrates how we can evolve our soul's evolution. And I posted a video about that, the 7 densities, and I recommend you watch that. So, what are wanderers? Wanderers are beings who decide to voluntarily leave the higher level that they're on and come back to Earth in order to help humanity. Of the 7 levels, or densities as Ra calls them, there are 3 specific reasons why wanderers will choose to come back to the level we're on now, which is 3rd density. Usually these wanderers are from 5th and 6th density, although there are some from 4th density, but not as many. So 3 specific reasons that they choose to come back to this 3rd level density on Earth. The first one is, as I mentioned, to help raise the planetary frequency, simply by adding their higher vibration into the collective vibration. This increased recently because the planet, the Earth, was moving into either a negative or positive polarity. And these wanderer entities came in many numbers in an attempt to shift the polarity of Earth to the positive polarity. And it worked. So the Earth is now positive polarity. Ra specifically said, it was the aim of wanderers that their vibratory patterns might lighten the planetary vibration as a whole, thus ameliorating the effects of planetary disharmony. The second reason that wanderers choose to come back to Earth is to be of service to humanity in a unique way, using their specific abilities and gifts, such as alternative healing abilities, psychic abilities, and teaching abilities. And these are abilities that they've been developing over many lifetimes. The third reason that wanderers may return to Earth is that they may want to achieve more balance and increase their own polarization. For example, one of the people who produced the Law of One material, Jim McCarty, who was acting as the scribe, asked a question of Ra about his lifelong anger towards himself when he made mistakes. And Ra answered, the work of 6th density is to unify wisdom and compassion. This entity, meaning Jim, abounds in wisdom, but has a lack of compassion. In the more conscious beings, this manifests as a lack of compassion for self. In the 3rd density, there is what Ra calls the veil of forgetting. That means that in the 3rd density, we forget our previous incarnations, and this is so that we have a genuine chance to make the choice of whether we're going to follow the positive or negative path. So the risk for wanderers coming back to this density is that they may forget who they are and why they've come back. The veil of forgetting might cause them to become caught up in human dramas and possibly to create more karma for themselves. So they must incarnate again to balance out that karma. So the danger for wanderers is they might actually lower their vibration and go backwards in a way and extend their journey. So it will help them to penetrate the veil of forgetting as early as possible, as young as possible in this life, so that they can remember who they are and the specific purpose that they came back to the earth to fulfill. According to the law of one material, there are approximately 65 million wanderers here on earth. But this was channeled in the early 1980s, as I said, so there's probably many more wanderers here now, especially as we're going through the Ascension and the numbers coming in increased in an attempt to shift the polarization of the earth to a positive polarity. And it worked. Now the earth is in a positive polarity. So some of the characteristics of wanderers are that firstly, as I mentioned, they may have special abilities and gifts such as psychic ability, alternative healing abilities, and teaching abilities. They may feel a sense of alienation and not fitting in. They may have vivid dreams about flying, aliens, UFOs, and other worlds. They may have contact with ETs. They may also have what Ra calls incapacities, such as allergies, because their frequency is not used to the lower density here on Earth. They also may have wisdom and knowing about things that they haven't been taught, and they may feel that money, possessions, and a high-powered career are not that important to them. They may also have a strong aversion to childbearing or being married. They may also have an activation experience around ages 5 to 7, which helps them penetrate the veil of forgetting and reveal them as wanderers. This happened to me when I was 7. My psychic abilities manifested in an incident where it was beyond question that I had psychic abilities. And so it wasn't taken very well by my mother, who was a strict Catholic. She turned around and called me the devil. But for our family, it was proof positive that I was a genuine psychic. And that actually has probably helped me to realize that I had these abilities and I had a purpose on earth. So if you feel you're a wanderer and don't fit in, have a feeling of alienation, then don't worry, because there's many other wanderers here on earth. Just know that you came here to help and use your abilities to help as much as you can. Know that you're helping to create the new world as we're going through the shift and the ascension right now. And even if you're not a wanderer, you still have a valuable contribution to make. As Ra says, each of us were created by the one creator, or God, as an extension, an expansion of itself. So that divine intelligence can experience itself more fully. And so each one of us has a very important contribution to make. So I hope this was interesting. I hope you found this interesting and helpful today. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you love and courage on your journey, and I'll see you next time. Take care and bye for now.